If you remember, the marketing mix is a system that helps businesses make smart business decisions, make the correct business decisions. One of the elements of this is place. Place is about the distribution of goods and services, and it really comes down to two varieties: physical versus digital distribution. There's an old saying in business that success is about having the right product in the right place at the right time. And place is really important here. The place could be where the product is sold, so high street store, online, or an out-of-town store. And secondly, how the business gets its products and services to the consumer. This is called a channel of distribution. So depending on what goods or services you sell, you use either physical distribution or digital distribution. Physical products includes all kinds of things we buy: clothes, food, TVs, dishwashers, mobile phones, books, CDs, DVDs. Physical things that you can buy in a shop or online, okay? But they have to be physically given or sent to the consumer or the customer, as opposed to digital products and services, which are becoming increasingly popular. Digital products and services involves downloading or streaming digital products like ebooks, songs, music, films, streaming of services, subscriptions to online magazines and newspapers, and indeed insurance policies. When you buy an insurance policy for a car, they normally now just email you the documents as PDFs. So that is digital distribution, how the customer gets the product or the service, physically or digitally. So this is where you have to show off a little bit here and show your knowledge. Distribution channels for physical products, there are basically three. The first one involves when goods and services are sold directly to the consumer. So they go from the producer straight to the consumer. An example might be if you make furniture. If you are a sole trader and you make furniture, you sell your goods directly to the customers, for example. The next channel of distribution is where you sell something to retailers, so shops if you like, who then sell them to customers. Think of things like toasters and kettles. They are made by companies who make those products, who sell them to retailers like Argos and John Lewis, who then sell them to us, the consumers, the public. Now what you have to work out is what the advantages are to the companies that make kettles and toasters of selling them to retailers and not directly to consumers. Now, channel 3 is where something is sold to wholesalers, or it goes to regional distribution centres, and then to retailers or shops, and then to us. A good example of this is baked beans. So Heinz produce baked beans, they sell them to wholesalers. Wholesalers are where shopkeepers and store owners go to buy their products. Okay, they are then sold through these shops, like your local supermarket, your corner shop, whatever in your village, to us. Producer to wholesaler to retailer to consumer. You need to learn the definitions of wholesaler and regional distribution centre and retailer. And then just to recap, that's what digital products and services are. Think of companies like Spotify, Netflix, online newspapers and magazines. It involves downloading and streaming of products and services using internet technology. That's the best way of describing it. That covers everything: mobile phones, laptops, you name it. You have to think about the convenience for the business and the customers, the speed at which these goods and services can be delivered, and the cost savings to everybody of things not having to be posted out or not having to have shops in your local shopping centre or on the high street. These are all the things you have to know for this topic, okay? And finally, here's some questions for you to think about. These are the kinds of things you're likely to see in the exam, maybe worth anywhere between 3 and 9 marks. So digital distribution is becoming increasingly popular. How's this going to change in the future? And how do businesses have to take that into account? Mobile phones are huge in this area. So think mobile phone technology, apps, etc., etc. There are advantages and disadvantages of digital distribution. To the business, and the customer. That's what you have to think about. Why would a business sell through a wholesaler? What are the pros, so the advantages, what are the cons? And similarly, what's the advantages and disadvantages of selling directly to the customer? Okay, this all links into aftercare service, brand image, technical help, support, customer service. And finally, I've seen lots of questions on exam papers where you just asked for 2 marks, give the definitions. What is a wholesaler? What is a regional distribution centre? What is a retailer? Etc, etc. Good luck with these. When you've listened to this video, try to repeat back out loud some of the things you've heard. Imagine you're in a job interview talking about the marketing mix and the importance of place. That's a good way to test yourself. Challenge yourself in your learning. Well done.